Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham latest news breakfast club for Saturday. It's so weird to do this on a Saturday and not have a game. Obviously, we had a game yesterday that, against Swansea City. I'm trying to already forget it. And we're going to talk a little bit today about season in the balance, crunch time for Wrexham. Yes, I got to tell you, after yesterday's game, I had 24 hours to think about this. Want to try to not go full crazy and think that we're gonna, fall out. We did have some results that went well today. We'll talk about that briefly. But I got it. We have to sit here and assess and do a little bit of a dive. Talk about is the season in the balance. It's crunch time for Wrexham, and look at what might be going wrong and how we can fix it. I think there was a couple good takes I saw after the match yesterday about Parkinson and about how he's got to maybe accept some responsibility. There's some really harsh. I'm gonna read them in a minute to everybody. The comments for the show yesterday after our dreadful performance. But I'm gonna read those out, and I want to get your thoughts on that too. So listen, some of it. I know people fan differently. Everyone now, in hindsight right now, they're saying, oh, this is about just staying in the league and, staying in the league and getting promoted. And, that was the ambition always, was just to, maintain, grow, and then go up next year or the year after. I don't know if that was it. I'm sure there were three options given, but right now we are clearly underperforming. I mean, I'm talking, we are trending in the wrong direction. And I know we talked about yesterday about blaming the fact that, blaming injuries with our two wing backs and people not delivering in there, but it's more than that. It is more than that, and we kind of we are at the crunch time of this season where it's going into the holidays right now, and we have 5 games in the next 11 days or something crazy like that. We could see ourselves slip. We could see ourselves respond. We could see ourselves maintain. We are literally just treading water. So we'll talk about that a little bit too. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the Local Pundit. John, I know you're in the chat. If you want to jump in, just let me know. I'll drop it in for you. Subscribe to the Local Pundit. On our way to 5,001. It is the 20th. It's Saturday. Kick it for a little while. Get some thoughts off my chest, off your chest as well. But yeah, you could say let's battle for 14th. Yay! Yeah, exactly. Bono's in the house. What's up, dude? How are you? And what's up, GI Josh? Nice jacket. Yeah, it's Elwood. I always wear Elwood. But anyways, let's talk about this real quick. Scores today were fairly okay for Wrexham. There were some good games. The Southampton Coventry match was absolutely barn burner. I watched that one a little bit this morning. Southampton won, Coventry won. Coventry were down to 10 men, and Frank Lampard was absolutely just giving the big ups to the crowd, which was cool to see. Blackburn Rovers beat Millwall 2-0. Preston North End and Norwich City 1-1. Bristol City beat Middlesbrough. That's a big result. Charlton Athletic. Let me bring this up real quick. Charlton Athletic beat Oxford. Derby County 1-1 against Portsmouth. Hull City 1-0 against West Bromwich Albion. That was good for us. Ipswich Town 3-1 over Sheffield Wednesday. QPR beat Leicester City 4-1. Sheffield United, who we play on Boxing Day, beat the snot out of Birmingham City 3-0. What happened there, John? Oh, my God. Yeah, I would love for you to rant about it, John. I would love for you, because I just saw your scoreline. I literally just looked at it. That is terrible performance there. Watford 1-0 against Stoke City. At least you guys got your ass kicked. Did you even play well? Because we played horrible. But not bad. And the table's still tabling. I mean, listen, it is such an oxymoron to say like we're 6 points off of playoffs. We are playing dreadful football. I'm sorry to say that, but 14-15 right there. Look at win, draw, loss, draw, loss. 28th, we're sitting there in 15th, and Millwall way up there in 30th. We have just shot ourselves in the foot. Yesterday performance just has to make you think about certain things. And I said after the match yesterday, I wasn't going to go 2-footed into Parkinson, but I think it's crunch time right now. It is crunch time right now. I hate to say that, but it is crunch time. And we are a mediocre side, which I think we're not playing up to our ability to go and the league owes you nothing, but I don't think our players are playing up to our ability. I don't know what they're being told to do, but not being told to do. I'm not the manager, but I don't think we are playing up to our ability of the players we have. Now, like I said, the championship is a really, really difficult league. We know that. And expected to do that, to do so going into it. There's no I have no thoughts of just like, oh, it was going to be easy. Never was going to be easy for us. But right now, we are looking at this is it. This is what Wrexham will be this season if it's not turned around like that, like right now. And Phil Parkinson needs to look himself in the mirror and say, how do I change this? How do I change this? His record in the championship is going into the season is not great. And I'm not putting it fully on Parkinson, but the players need to deliver. That you could see there's frustration. And it could turn really fast. This season, I'm not saying we're going to get relegated, but it is not looking good right now. It's not looking good. Gareth Mackey says this is just a repeat of the last 3 seasons, 2 or 3 good purchases in January, and we'll be in the playoffs. Well, I mean, that's not a given either, Gareth. And I want that to be true. And now I'm going to just briefly, as I sit here, the article that was on the injury for Lewis O'Brien, this adds to our injury woes right now. And not only did he do his shoulder, he said it doesn't look good, he did his knee. So he's out. Now, does he get registered in January? I don't know. It's December 20th. But, he said if you look at the tackle, it's a bad tackle. I think he thought it was a red card. I don't think it was. It's high, it's dangerous, and I think Galbraith, who I think played for Manchester United, is lucky to not get a red card. I don't know. I had to rewatch it. But Lewis has injured his knee and dislocated his friggin' shoulder. There's John coming in. John, I know you have thoughts on this too. I knew you were talking about it yesterday. I'm going to bring you in right now. Hey, buddy, what happened to you guys today?
We went down to 10 men after 20 minutes. And
you did?
Yeah. Tommy Doyle got sent off on, I think it was 21 minutes. We were already 1-0 down at that point, so the game was pretty much over. Yeah, dreadful, to be honest. Absolutely dreadful.
Who was worse, us yesterday or you guys today?
You, because you had 11 men.
Okay.
We were bad today, but you're 1-0 down away from home against a side that are in a bit of form. You know, an hour away from you, just kind of thought, yeah, the game's done. And then we gifted a second goal, but yeah.
I thought you guys would be doing better. I mean, I thought you guys would be doing better than us. It's not working right now. Nothing's working.
I think to be honest, I know you guys won't do it, but I think our manager is, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Aaron,
I would bullet him if it was me now.
Wow.
As I said today, we've seen 22 games of the season now, and we're still making the same mistakes we were week 2 of the season. We've not improved. We actually look like we're getting worse as the season goes on. So I've seen enough.
See, and that's wow. Should we call Aaron and let him know that this is sack watch?
They won't do it though. I don't think they won't do it. But this is my opinion. I've seen enough. It's. Yeah, we brought in some good players. I think recruitment still needs to be questioned because I think we've left ourselves very short in a couple of areas. But the proof is in the pudding. Our away form is relegation form. Our home form is the only reason we are where we are.
Patty mentioned that about Wrexham too yesterday. He's like, we are way below. I mean, way below par.
I'll be honest. I think we both need to eat a bit of humble pie and just accept actually we're not as good as we thought we were, and the players we've got are not actually as good as we think they are.
There's a couple. I want to read you this too. There's a couple of things. Chris, do you think Wrexham will get 2 players in a week's time? I don't. John, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's going to take some time. I don't know who's on the radar, but getting 2 players in, that mean in 10 days from now? No, there's no way.
I think the problem we're both going to have regards to the January transfer window is, I think if we're both being brutally honest, we are nowhere near the playoffs, either of us.
That's a big 6 points. That is, the way we're playing. You're 6 to 5. Yeah.
I mean, it's not only the points; it's the amount of teams in between, and there's teams which are not in the playoffs, which arguably will be going for the playoffs, which are in far better form, and are more consistent. So it's not only like it's one of those you can say, oh, we're only X amount of points away from 6th. Yeah, but there's like about 10 teams in between as well.
Yeah, I'll read those teams off to you: Queens Park, Stoke, Bristol City, Watford, Southampton, Derby, Leicester, then you guys, then Wrexham.
And it pains me to say it, all of those sides are championship hardened squads. We are not, either of us.
No. I got one too. Here, ready? This is, I don't think he's a Wrexham supporter, but it was always obvious he would need a manager upgrade at the championship level. The loyalty to Parkinson shown by the ownership is counterproductive and points to their inexperience in the game. Oh, uh-oh.
I half agree, but I also half disagree.
Yeah.
So you're damned if you do and damned if you don't, isn't it? I mean, that's the problem.
Yeah. Aaron, what's up? Did you hear that? The comment?
I've not heard a thing you guys said, so I have no idea what we're talking about.
We were just talking bad about you.
I figured it happened.
Yeah. What's up, dude? We were just talking about Birmingham City. We're talking about the teams between us and the playoffs. And you didn't have your say on the game yesterday, too, and I want to hear about that. But it said, someone in the chat here from yesterday said, it was always obvious that you would need a manager upgrade at the championship level. The loyalty to Parkinson shown by the ownership is counterproductive and points to their inexperience in the game.
I mean, that's a take. Doesn't make it right, but
yeah.
I mean, I think he's deserved a chance. I'm still not gonna bury Parky on this. I think our system depends on wingbacks, and right now our wingbacks aren't up to the level. He knows that. Everybody knows that.
But keeps doing the same thing.
Well, no. I mean, what can he do? But I mean, you could if he's going to play that, huh?
Be flexible. I have the same argument with Davis.
Yeah.
Davis has a plan A. His plan B is to do plan A better. Sorry, it's not good enough.
That's what I was saying yesterday, and I was like, Parkinson in the interview afterwards, he was like, "Oh, we went and changed the game. He brought 2 players on that did the same thing again, and then at the end of the game, he did bring off Heim, and even Hip Karma mentioned that too. But it was at 92nd minute after we went down. What are you going to do?
Well, he wasn't chasing the game. He was happy with a point, which
Shocker.
I mean, you can have your. I mean, it was obvious he was happy with a point. So I mean, that's why he wasn't chasing a win. That's why he didn't make that change until we went down. I think the lack of creativity in that team. I understand why he put that team out. He put that team out because it covers it tries to make up for our lack of wingbacks by being more defensive and helping those guys out with that midfield 3. It just fucking doesn't work. It's a frustrating one. Like, I understand, like, yeah, you want to be flexible, but here's the problem, John. We can be flexible. Sure, let's go to 4th back. Guess what? We still have shit fucking right and left back. That doesn't change the fact we don't have a right and a left back, even if we go to a different system.
Yeah, but
like, we're still shit.
As I said yesterday, just having 2 fullbacks or 2 wingbacks is not the silver bullet. There's more to football than just simply 2 positions. As we discussed yesterday, he could be more flexible. He could play 2 up front. He could go more direct. He could go, okay, I haven't got the wing backs to get the ball and get the crosses in. I'll stick a guy up front with Moore, and I'll go direct into Moore and play off the second balls. There's nothing to stop that.
I think we did a lot of that yesterday, though. I think a lot of it was straight to Moore. It was a lot of direct balls straight to Moore. The problem was we weren't winning the second ball. We weren't winning the second balls.
Yeah.
Josh Windass wasn't winning the second balls. I'll tell you what, I thought we looked a lot better when Windass came out and Broadhead went in. Broadhead actually looked pretty good yesterday, I thought. To his credit.
I think he looked I think he was frustrated. I don't know. I'm going to go back to what John said at the start of the season. Why did you buy him? I mean, I don't. He's out there trying to do it by himself. He doesn't.
I still don't think we've been able to do what he wants. I think here's the thing. I've said this 100 times. He didn't buy those 2 players. He didn't buy Windass and Broadhead with the thought of I'm only playing one of these at a time. Like, that wasn't the plan. I guarantee you that's not the plan. But it's because he doesn't feel like he's got behind it. He didn't get the players behind that, and we haven't been healthy enough to play those guys together at the same time because he feels like it's too attacking. And you can argue whether he's right or not. I guarantee you that is his thought. He doesn't think that we can go with that much attacking. He can't go like that because he doesn't feel like he's got enough behind it. And that's just Parkey. He's always going to shade towards the defensive. Like it's always going to be, I got to make sure we're not letting goals in. And here's the thing: the fucking 2 goals that went in yesterday were absolute fucking garbage.
All
You know what I
goals.
mean?
All
I mean, yeah, it's just true. All 3 goals. We never looked like scoring a goal. We never looked like shooting a shot. We were so bad, And I know I was taking the piss out. I was taking the piss out of you in our little chat with that own goal goes. The first one goes in. I was messing with you, but it was. I mean, it was one of those like that game should have finished 0-0. It was terrible. Neither team looked good. They looked horrible.
They weren't great.
That looked like a really bad League One game.
Yeah, or a League Two game.
What it looked like. I mean, it was bad.
They actually tried.
Say again?
Swansea actually did try.
They tried. Yeah, they're just their midfield's bad. They can't hold on to the ball. They give the ball away so cheap. I mean, and the problem was we were just as bad.
Yeah,
Thomason gave away the ball so many times. Dobson gave the ball away so many times. Like they just wasn't. You could see how frustrated like Sheaf was trying to play combination with people, and he was getting so frustrated because it's like he's a level above the players he's playing with, and he was like, "What do you want me to do here?"
That's what I think is going on with what's his name with Broadhead. He's just like, I don't know what I'm doing here, and even probably Windass too. John, what happened in your game with the second goal? I just had it just to shift gears real quick. Speaking of bad goal.
Yeah, basically we're 1-0 down. We're down to 10 men. We're trying to pass it out from the back, and Keshi Anderson plays a blind pass across our box and passes it straight to Gus Harmer 5 yards out, basically. And then it's 2-0, and then it's game over.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. What happened with the red card? I saw you guys got a red card. What happened there?
Yeah, Tommy Doyle got sent off for a late challenge on Gus Hamer about 20 minutes in. I'll be honest, I've seen it back a few times. I don't think it's a red card.
Really?
Our fool of a manager seems to think it's a red card, so I doubt we'll appeal it. But
18 minutes. You guys were at 18 minutes. They scored in the 5th minute, and then they scored 10 minutes after he went off, Hammer, and then Bamford scored. I mean, yeah, they worked over pretty good. And this is wow. Well,
yeah, they didn't have to play particularly well to beat us. But like I said, we're 1-0 down after 4 minutes, and then as soon as you go down to 10 men away from home, 1-0 down, the game's over.
Guess who we have next? Boxing Day.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
What do you think about that? Is that what you just saw them?
I think they'll beat you. They're too. I wasn't overly impressed by them today, but they've got match winners. They got. He's got Harmer and O'Hare playing together in that side. Unfortunately, they've just got too much quality for either of us, if we're being honest.
Yeah,
Wilder's due to get one over on us too, for sure. Real quick, we're here. So this is a good shot right here too. No, we're jumping out. How many matches do you have to go up 1-0 and then lose for Parkinson to realize the lead or even equalization won't hold with the pressure we absorb? This is why I think the season's in the balance. I know it's the 20th of January, but if something doesn't change, I'm not saying we're going to get relegated, but we can't continue to do this. And I don't think
we won't. Here's the thing. Okay. This is where this is my biggest point on all of this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't freak out. Okay. When we have the players we want to have and we have them all available, we play like we did against Coventry. That was one of the only. We've played 3 games where we had Kabore and Kakache on the pitch at the same time, where they both started.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 wins and a draw out of those games.
Okay, when's that going to happen?
Okay, in January he's gonna bring in wing back. He's gonna guarantee you he brings in wing backs.
You will for sure. I think he needs to bring the midfielder in now that LOB went down.
He might have to. I think here's the thing. I always think they were going to treat this window as a chance to bring in more quality, because they've talked about it. It's a 3-window process. And this is the second window. They weren't never going to come into this window and not spend or only bring in a couple. They're going to bring in if they can get a good player in, they're going to get them in. So and there's plenty of midfielders out there they could bring in. I think they'll absolutely bring in some players. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in a defender or 2. They're gonna make the squad better. So it just Yeah, it's all about our depth. That was always going to be our problem, and we finally got to the point now where our depth is really showing because we're getting some important players hurt, and so we look like dog shit. So, I mean, that's just where we're at.
Are you going to be able to get the players in January? Because January is a difficult month to do it, and I've got the same
It is.
questions about us. Because I'll be brutally honest, if you were say a top 6 championship player, or you're a decent championship player, I'm sorry, you're not coming to either Birmingham or Wrexham. Because you just
it'll be about loans. It'll be about loans. I think loans will be big.
I'm just wondering. I look at the system, and you could see that a Windass is frustrated. You could see that a Broadhead is frustrated. All those guys. I don't know if they like. I think the system. You talked about flexibility. It doesn't look flexible to me. It looks rigid and it looks shit. I mean, and it's really been showing the last few games. Really been showing. So
it's kind of ironic because I think Parkinson and Davis are actually quite similar in the sense of they're very stubborn. They have their way, and it's not going to change. This is how I play. This is what I'm going to, live and die on that sort of hill. And neither are flexible. Parkinson's never been flexible in the entire managerial career. He's not going to start now. And Davis is at the start of his career, but he clearly looks like he's not flexible. And unfortunately, in the Championship, it chews managers like that in and out because every game is not the same, and unfortunately, you can't play the same way every game because in the Championship it's so hit and miss. Teams, if you just have a slightly off day, you need to be able to compromise and sometimes dig a result out. You can't just do the same thing over and over again and just hope results change. It just doesn't work at this level.
Okay, so define flexibility for me.
You can touch my toes.
I mean, well, but different formation. Like you can say, to me, if you're not flexible, you're playing the same formation every time with the same players every time, over and over and over, and doing the same thing. And you're not changing it. I don't think that's been Parkey this season at all. I think he's changed it. I mean, just look at their lineup yesterday from the lineup before. How many changes were in that squad?
We can't score.
He made a change, and he changed the formation, and it was a different format. That was the thing, though. He's changed.
Right. But we don't score goals or play offense. I mean, how many? We do not score goals. And to your point, we have backup wingers. That cannot be the only way. So I think that's the flexibility he's talking about. If it's not working this way, change it. There's something not clicking. Something is not working. Something's not working.
Fundamentally, when you play a back three, you are defensive because you have 3 centre backs and you are defensive. Your width comes from your wing backs. You don't have any other natural wingers out there. And usually you have one guy up front and then a couple of midfielders. It is a defensive shape. It always has been a defensive counter-attacking shape.
But you tell that to the Celtic fans right now and they'll tell you to fuck off because they're pissed because they're in a back three and they're not playing defensive and they're getting caught out at the back because their wingers are playing so high.
No attention to Scottish football because
I understand that, but that's what I'm saying. A back three doesn't mean a back three could be a back three, which is actually way more attacking than a back four. And a lot of times in League Two, we were a back three, and our wing backs were wingers. They weren't wing backs. Yeah. Like you can play that very attacking. So I don't buy the fact that it's always a defensive shape. It can be.
It is in a competitive league. When you're in a non-competitive league, it's not because if you're playing a back three, like you said, and you're very successful at it, the honest answer is you've got the best players in the league.
This Nick's in the house. We're butting all these. We just keep saying if we just get them healthy on the pitch at the same time together, we'll be okay. But it's never happened. And that's why I think we're digging the hole.
To be fair, too, though, like I think there's a lot of teams that Norwich were saying the same thing too when they were getting hammered. A lot of their problem was they had players that were hurt. They had a lot of injuries. I think they still do, but I think they're starting to get some of those guys back. And then on top of that, managerial change. He changed the way they were playing a little bit, and they're starting to get results. You know what I mean? They're looking a lot better. Injuries were always going to be a big issue for us. Because we didn't have the depth, and we knew that coming into the season. We knew we had. I mean, nobody thinks James McLean is good enough to play the championship.
Parkinson does.
The problem is we're stuck with James McLean playing the championship because we don't have the depth. We didn't get the depth in. I mean, we brought 13 players in. We we couldn't keep those guys. We can't keep the guys we brought in healthy.
But whose fault is
And
that?
that's
Whose fault is that you've got no depth and you're having to play James McLean when you forked out how many millions for Broadhead and you don't even play him? So
Yeah.
what was the point of spending 6+ million, whatever it is, for Broadhead? Go and spend 3 million and get a different left back, and then just get rid of McLean.
Harry MS. Go get Harry MS.
You got no chance.
No.
No. Why would Man United send him to Wrexham when the likes of Stoke and Preston and those guys are interested? You just wouldn't. You wouldn't send him to a team languishing down in the lower mid-table. You'd send him to a club where we're on a bit of a run, a feel-good factor, and a playoff hunt.
Yeah, he's had words with Amr in a little bit. So that's why I was saying that. But yeah, you know, but as far as like left backs, Aaron, I know you got it on or both you guys, even a midfielder. Who are we looking at?
I don't know who they're looking at. I mean, there's tons out there.
Lots of wing backs.
There's tons out there. Yeah, I mean, there's tons out there, and you could go down and get somebody out of League One if you wanted. You could get somebody out of it. Just depends on what you want, and it depends on where's Kakache at. That's the thing, we don't know. Kakache could start our next game. We don't know. We have no idea where he's at. You know what I mean? They don't tell us shit, so we never know how far out they are. They told us originally somewhere around Christmas he should be back.
Yeah, which is in 5
days.
It
could be any time. Like, we don't know. And when he plays, we do well. I mean, that's just he's played. So we've won. How many games we won this season? 6.
6.
He started 3 of them. He started 3 of those 6. Like, that's massive.
What are
Macca? You know, I mean, that's crazy. That's a crazy stat.
Since we have Macca in, we've just been dreadful.
We've only won 1 game since when Macca starts. We've only won 1. We haven't won any big games that Barney started. Now, so I mean, it's just that, and that was always going to be our issue. And I think we've been okay. Like, Longman's okay. He's not great by any means. Like, but as a backup, he's okay. He's okay, and you could get by if you had Kabore one side and Longman on the other, or vice versa, Kakache on one side and Longman on the other. You can get by, and that team's not bad. The problem is when the good one, the best one we have out there is Longman. That's the issue. And with he's not at the level either. He's not, but he's better than the other 2. And so we just struggle. The team doesn't play very well together. The progression downfield isn't very good. The interplay between the midfield and our wing backs is terrible right now. When we were playing well, if you go back like the Coventry game, the interplay between our wing backs and our midfield was awesome. We looked so good.
We looked great.
And we went after, and the thing was, like, if you watch it, like, we went after Coventry. It wasn't like we sat back and just let them on to us. We went toe to toe with them.
That seems like a distant memory at this point.
But how many of those players are out of the team right now? And that's the biggest issue. I think that's the biggest issue.
Like I've said many a times in the chat, it's all for nothing because consistency. It's all very well being up for it and beating Coventry and going, oh yeah, we played wonderfully well. You did bugger all in the next 3-4 games, and it's the same with us. It's you can play well in one game, yeah, great, tap yourselves on the back, but then if you don't do it the next 3-4 games, it's all for nothing.
Yeah,
because consistency at this level is everything.
Right, because you can lose. That's why I was like, it was almost like as a false dawn when we were like, oh, we unbeaten runs over. It's like we're sitting 15. We're sitting like we haven't moved. It means nothing. We haven't lost the game, but we haven't won anything.
I will say this: if there's any good thing to come from today, like everybody that we needed to kind of lose to not make us drop way off, like everybody lost. Like somehow we lost yesterday, and I thought we were going to end up 9 points off the playoffs. We're only 7 points off the playoffs. Somehow the playoffs only moved 1 point away from us from where it was, which is wild. The results today were wild.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I'm not really bothered about the playoffs at the moment, but for both of us, I'm looking over our shoulders at the likes of Blackburn and a few others getting some points. And that gap between us and them is getting shorter.
Yep.
Yeah, because right now,
and Sheffield United will overtake probably both of us anytime soon.
Yeah, for
if
sure.
they've not already overtaken us. Norwich are turning results around.
They are. They're in
if both of us don't buck our ideas up, we're going to be staring at like 17th and around there, and starting to look over our shoulder and thinking.
Let me roll this one out to you, guys. sorry to interrupt you. Charlton Athletic lost 4 games in a row, and then a draw and then a win. And they're in 20. They have 27 points right behind us. They lost 4 matches in a row, and they're still right up our ass. Patty says we can't be consistent. We have such a little depth on our bench.
Yep, I agree. That's our biggest problem. We just got that was always going to be the problem this season.
Mm-hmm. And Nikki D says you and me both, John. By the way, yeah. Love talking about looking over our shoulder. That unbeaten run gave everyone a false sense of security. I agree. A lot of anemic games in that run. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was this unbeaten run. It did nothing for us. It really didn't.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say it's the reason why Eustace got sacked, because we would do this under Eustace in the Championship. We'd go like 8 games unbeaten, and you'd be like, "Yeah, we're on 8 games unbeaten," but you just like you've got like 1 win and 7 draws, and all of a sudden you're still sat 14th.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys sacked him when you were sat 7th, though.
Yeah, but we were 3 points off 19th. So
John put Davis on sack watch, by the way, Aaron.
I'd sack him if I was the ownership. I would sack him now, but they won't. But I would sack him. I've seen 22 games and we're making the same mistakes. The ambition is more than this, Let
me ask you a question. Would you sack Parkinson?
I'd have sacked him last season. I'd have sacked him in the summer. Well, I wouldn't have sacked him. I would have given him a golden handshake and then moved on. But I've always bought into the theory that he's never really proven at this level. That's my opinion. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, I've not seen anything this season to suggest otherwise.
Aaron's all in. He's all in.
Listen, I don't know that Parky's going to be the one that gets set, and I don't know how long he's going to last. I think he's deserved a chance. I think I want to see him get the team that he wants, and see what he can do with it. I don't think I don't think he's able to do what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. I think everybody knows at least everybody in the background, the people in charge, they know what he wants to do. They know where he wants to be with the squad. Mm-hmm. They know he's not there. I think that's why he's going to get. They're going to spend in January. We'll see what they can get in. Now, here's the thing: if he doesn't bring anything in January, and they don't, then what are we doing? We're spinning our wheels. We're wasting our time.
Well, Matt at sorry, John. 1 second. Matt at Racecourse Ramble put out there is like we're talking about spending in January. I don't know if there's the exact quote on his tweet. Spending in January. Why not just train the players up that we have, or coach them to be better? And I'm like, I'll actually get what he said, but I was like, there's merit to that. There's merit to that, but sorry, John.
The problem is, I think there's a lot of players on that team that just aren't like. You've got players that you're not going to train a 30-year-old to be better. You know what I mean? It'd be one thing if they were all 18 or 20. Yeah, okay, you can coach them up. You're not going to. Elliot Lee is what he is. You know what I mean? Elliot Lee is what he is. You know what I'm saying? Not that he's healthy, so it's that's why they use that name. He's not out. He can't play right now anyway. But it's just, you see what I'm saying? Like, you're not good. Elliot Lee's not going to improve. Like, he is what he is. He's always been a good player for us. I don't know that he's good enough for this level, but he's not going to come back. Let's be honest. He's probably never going to play a league game for us again.
There's a business question that you have to ask. You have to take your fan hat off and put your business as a football club owner. You would say, both of us shouldn't be in danger of relegation, realistically, this season. January transfer window is a tough window to do business, and you always end up spending more money than you should do because it's January. There will be questions, I'm sure, in both boardrooms are sitting there going, do we actually bother spending the money this window on chasing a dream which realistically isn't there, or do we save that money and get more bang for our buck in the summer?
How hard is it going to be in the summer though? With I know we're not going to go out to World Cup players, but still, it's going to be hard.
But the summer window, you'll get better value for money, because the problem is with January, because it's January, it's really hard to get players.
I don't think we get value for money for anything. I think we for everybody.
I know, but you're going to even pay a higher tax in January. My point is if there's a player that's worth, say, 6-7 million quid or 5 million quid, and you end up having to pay 10 million quid for argument's sake in January, and you're chasing a playoff dream which isn't really there, do you just wait till the summer and get him for 6 million quid? That you know, as fans, we don't care because it's not our money. But you have to appreciate there is a football business side to it, which they sit there and go. They have to look at the long picture and say, what is the point of spending that extra millions for 6 months where realistically it's not? We're not going to achieve anything. You know, let's save the money and use that can go to a backup left back next season, for example. Who knows?
No, I go ahead.
No, I'll just read this and I'll let you go. If you spend in January, we'll have to wait yet again for the guys to learn to play together or actually get on the pitch. Granted, they still aren't playing together, and it's been half a season. That's true. And then put it this way: Wrexham at 16th is going to have a discussion now or next May about Parkinson. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, I think they'll want better than 16th. But I think I still think it'll come good. Just depending on what we get in January and whether Kakache can stay healthy, which we don't know that he can. To be honest, we don't know that he can.
He's played 3 games, or
he's played in 7. He started 5.
That's horrible.
So, yeah,
I'll tell you how many minutes he's had.
And we got half our wins when he started. That's the thing. Like that's how important. To me, that's how important those wingbacks are to our system. When he plays and he's good, and the only game, here's what was funny. I was telling Patty the other night, the only game we lost when he started was Southampton, and they didn't score until he came off the pitch.
But isn't that dangerous? That if he is supposedly, or your wing backs are supposedly so key to how I'm sorry, but you've just let your game plan out for the rest of the season when they are fit, because everyone just marks them out of the game, and then obviously you can't.
No, but I think that's the problem, though. If you try to mark them out of the game, then our midfield eats you up, and that's I think that's why it works. I think it is why it works. I think that's what you if you're going to focus on one position and try to mark that position out of the game, you open yourself up in other areas. But right now they don't have to, because they know our far wing backs aren't going to hurt them.
By the way, he's played 484 minutes.
Yep.
484 minutes. How many minutes do you think Mac has played? 484 for him. How many has Mac played?
That's something like 800 at this point, something like that. I can't remember. Well, probably be a little more now.
910.
Yeah, I had it. Yeah, I had it wrote down. I had those little things I made up the other day.
Yeah, those were good.
The little slides. Yeah.
That's a good question. How strong is the dressing room? Still a cohesive unit? Could that be an issue now?
We don't know. That's the thing. Like, I hate people you always hear like people talking about the dress. We don't fucking know. Nobody knows what's going on inside that dressing room. Now, if one of the players comes out and says something, that something's going, the dressing room's not being good. But other than that, we don't know. I mean, it's just speculation. We have no idea. It'd be, if we were to say if the dressing room's gone bad, or we're just guessing. Nobody knows. So I hate kind of saying stuff like that unless you're hearing something from the players. Then
unless you're in the dressing room, you ain't gonna know.
Yeah, exactly. We just don't know. We're never gonna know.
Yeah, if it bleeds over on the pitch, that's a big issue. Wondering if Hardy is any good as Preston were sniffing around before his injury. I mean, we don't know. We don't know what his injury. He said he doesn't need surgery, but he ain't gonna go injured.
Yeah, he won't go anywhere. I think the Hardy thing, doesn't bother me that he's going, or that if he goes. I think when we got him, it was a good deal. We got him on a cheap, got him cheap on a relegation release clause. And at the time, he was probably our best attacker. Problem is, we brought 3 attackers in later that all go ahead of him, and then I mean, at least as far as Parky's concerned, just going by what he's shown us, he thinks that Josh Smith is better than him also, because generally he's playing Smith ahead of him. So
how frustrated do you think Smith is getting like a 3 minutes here? I'd be losing my shit. By the way, what's up, Ted? Yeah, I mean, that was I don't know what he's bringing him on. It was 1-1, and he's bringing him on for what, 2 minutes? What's the point?
Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't think he made that change till we went down. Did he?
He was on the side. He was on the sideline when it was 1-1, but then they scored.
Yeah.
He was in there, and Heim came off. But it was at that point, We didn't.
I don't think he was throwing. I don't think probably if he was on the sideline at 1-1, then I assume that it was going to be for Kiefer, and then he probably changed it when we went down. He probably changed it and said, "Okay, bring Hyam off, and then throw an extra guy forward."
John, you just had a hot take yesterday on AO. I know Aaron, you haven't said anything about it yet too, but Aaron, I was giving him great. There's so much defense for him in the for AO. It's like kind of almost over the top a little bit, like defending AO for his mistake, and he's kept us in more games. I get that. It's almost it's almost like a little too much. AO defended by Wrexham boss and AO defended by him. I mean, it's a bad mistake.
It's a terrible mistake. It's horrific. And I know that I think can't remember which show it was on. It might have been the Extra Time. I was trying to listen to some of it, but they were talking about the mistake, and they were talking about it was a mistake that you might see once every few once every however many. That's a mistake you shouldn't see. That's a mistake you should not see that mistake. And then it wasn't just the one mistake; it was a double mistake. It was like he made a mistake, came back, and just I don't know how he drops that ball. I mean, that's just.
And nutmegs himself.
He basically threw the ball in the net for him. I mean, sure they didn't give Ida the goal. The fucking Okonkwo threw that ball in the net for him. It was terrible. Now that being said, if that's he's never made a mistake that bad for us. And so if that's his only one in his entire career, okay, he's been really good. He's been one of the better goalkeepers in the championship. That being said, that was a horrific mistake. There you go.
John, you went in hard on him yesterday.
Yeah, because it's like I said yesterday, a goalkeeper at this level cannot make that mistake. The first one I can half forgive. He's come out trying to punch the ball, and he's punched it behind him. Those things can happen. They shouldn't, but they can happen.
Yeah.
The fact that he got both hands on the ball, not contested, he didn't have an attacker breathing down his neck. And he just basically completely bamboozled himself and then nutmegged himself. Sorry, it can't happen. I don't care how many saves he makes. We have a similar thing with James Beadle. He made like 3 or 4 worldy saves against Southampton. Everyone's going, "Oh, he made worldy saves." So yeah, but he let 2 goals in, which were his fault. I don't care any worldy saves he makes. If he makes the basic errors and costs you goals, what's the point? You make all the worldy saves you like. It doesn't do any favors.
Still golden. The goals that were yesterday, though, other than that goal, they were crap. I mean, they were crap. But yeah, AO, he's getting a big pass. Clearly, everyone. I don't want to go in on it, but it was a bad. I mean, it's bad. I mean, this is sloppy. Really.
As I said yesterday, if Ward was fit, after that, do you think Okonkwo starts in goal next game?
Ooh. If Ward was fit, AO would not even be in the
I know, but I'm saying, after that sort of mistake, would he keep his place in goal? Because for me, I would be slinging him straight out the side because you can't make that mistake and it needs to be clear.
If Parkinson came out in such defense of him, let's just take that on, right? And then he drops him, that says something, okay.
I would say that is the type of thing that, like, when we were having goalkeeper issues like last year when Okonkwo was out for a while, and when we had Howard in for a bit, he'd wait. Parky would look for something like that to happen to bring him off. You know what I mean? He wasn't going to bring him off just, he wasn't going to make that change just for the sake of making it. He always kind of waited for something like that. I think if Ward was healthy and he hadn't been happy necessarily with some of the goals that Okonkwo had been conceding, yeah, he probably definitely makes that change. I will, on to Okonkwo's credit, I think he has really covered our asses. I think he's kept us in games where we shouldn't have been in. I think we've gotten a lot of draws where we had another keeper we weren't getting. So I don't know that Parky would even if Ward was healthy, I don't know with this one, I don't know that he'd make that change. I mean, every player is going to make a horrific mistake. Sometimes shit happens.
Yeah.
It's just, as long as it's not like, and the thing is, it's not like he's struggled. he's not conceding bad goals. He's not, he hasn't been making those mistakes. So I don't think I would worry about. I don't think right now. I don't think he'd make that change.
Go ahead, John.
Can I quote Roy Keane? It's his job.
Yeah,
it is. He's
It
a
is.
goalkeeper. He's paid
Well,
to make saves.
Well, goal scorers are paid to
Paid to
score
score
goals
goals.
too.
Exactly. Yes.
Everybody's got jobs out there. I mean,
Yeah, I did. It's just one of the big bugbears we have it with our fan base about Allsop and Beadle and all this and all that. It's just like he's a goalkeeper. He's paid to make saves. He's doing his job. Granted, I would say if he's playing well, he's playing well, but they shouldn't. This is what annoys me with goalkeepers. They shouldn't be put on a pedestal just simply because they're actually doing it. It's like goal scorers. If they're scoring goals or
they're doing their job.
They're just doing their job, which is what.
They're doing their job. But let's be honest. Okay. Let's say we can both do the same job, but it doesn't mean we're going to do as well. Okay, I can be a goalkeeper and I can stop some balls. I'm not as good as him. You know what I mean? Obviously, I can score. I can kick a ball into the net sometimes, but I'm not as good as Kiefer Moore. So there are better and worse. Is the person behind him going to be better? And right now, I don't think he is. You know what I mean? I don't think. See what I'm saying?
That was my point, though. If Ward was fit after that mistake,
yeah.
Do you think he keeps his spot in the? Because
I think he still would, just because he's been so good. I think because he has
maybe a game or two to see what happened there. But
if he started to show like he lacked his confidence a little bit, then maybe you do make a change.
Yeah, no one's pushing him at this point. Okonkwo is much better than Danny Ward. It's not even close. I don't. That's
not 100%. I think he's a better shot stopper.
Yes.
I think Danny Ward controls his box better, and I think he's got better distribution.
And
so I think it's a different,
better communicator too.
Yeah, see, Ted Nelson gets it. It's exactly Ted. I know. Dude. I'm almost as bad as that kid for Birmingham. What's his name? What's his name? Kyogo. Yeah, Kyogo. I think
or Kyogo.
Dude, has he scored any yet for you guys? Has he still not scored?
He scored in the League Cup. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't count. In real games, in real life, has he scored?
No, he hasn't scored. But then again, he doesn't get on the pitch anymore. So.
Does he? Has he not been playing? That one. See, I always wondered about this. That was, I think, because I remember when you guys signed him, and I was telling you, I was like, I remember some of the Celtic fans not being happy with him, and you're like, oh no, I think I've heard good thing. You're hearing a good thing. Like, okay, yeah. I think you're seeing what some of them guys were seeing. He misses some. He gets some bad run. It just doesn't. Yeah.
His movement is off the charts. He's finishing. Yeah. It's confidence with him, and this is what annoys me with Davis. Is today was the prime example where Dutch had been playing crap the last couple of games. You don't play Dykes because, to be honest, he's just Ollie Palmer V2. So you've got the prime example or the prime opportunity to play a kid that's out of form. Fresh slate, right? Go out there and give him. Nope, doesn't even get on the pitch. It's like and he actually Davis came out in the press and said it's now or never for Kyogo. It's like, all right, well, give him more than 5 minutes off the bench then.
Yeah, how do you get into a game?
How do you expect the lad to perform when he's got like 5 minutes here or 10 minutes there? When right at the end of the game, where either the game's already over or you're trying to see it out, where you're not creating chances anyway. Just bugs me.
Mike Shane says mistakes happen, but AO was unfortunate to come at a horrible time and cost us the game yesterday. Bad timing, but he has he has to be judged on the whole season. On the whole season, that he has been positive. He has been positive. That's right. He has definitely been positive. But yesterday was crap, and it's unfortunate, but it does happen. Honestly, AO benefit a lot from some good basketball training. Well, he doesn't have good hand skills. What's up, Wayne? How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Morning, everyone. Anything else you want to cover? Who do you guys have on Boxing Day?
Derby at home.
We should win that one.
We should win that one, yeah. Because we are stupidly, we are Jekyll and Hyde. We are very good at home.
Yeah.
They're sitting in 12th. You guys are 14th. We're sitting 15th. We have Sheffield United, who just smoked you today. That game makes me very nervous right now.
Yeah, they're playing well.
Very nervous. So we'll see how that goes. All right, if there's nothing else, let's get everyone out of here and enjoy your Saturday. John, are you doing some work tonight, or what are you cleaning the house? What are you doing?
No, I'm going to go and play some computer games, I think, and take out my frustration.
Me too.
Well done. Well done. Well, speaking of computer games, did you see AJ last night? Just, oh my God, just pummel. Absolutely pummel.
I didn't see it.
I rewatched it this morning because I didn't stay up to watch it, but it was a farce, was it? How is that allowed to happen, really? Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, absolutely. But
oh yeah,
the tactics in that was just awful. It was okay. Every time he nearly hit me, I'll fall to my knees in front of him and grab hold of his leg. I mean,
it was really bad. Aaron, you didn't see it yet?
No, I'm not. I could care less. But I saw he broke his jaw though.
Twice. 2 spots, yeah.
Well.
Go back. You break your jaw in 2 spots. You want to be a boxer? I don't know if that's gonna,
I'll be honest with you. I don't think you can pay me enough money to go out there and get my head beat in. So yeah, whatever. I think boxing's weird to me. I don't understand why you would want to do that.
I don't either. I don't know.
I don't know. When they're talking those sort of millions, I think you would take a few pops to the head and go, "Oh, thank you very much." I'm off to the bank.
Maybe. I guess that's probably true. I do a lot of dumb stuff.
PUS. What badge is that?
Play up Sky Blues, Coventry fan.
Oh, well done. You guys are going up. Going up. I gotta say, someone picked it early in the season, before the season. I don't know,
dude. That's so ridiculous. You did too. Credit to you. And we gave you absolute shit for that too.
I won't give any credit because a broken clock is right twice a day.
There you go. There you go. I like that. Yeah, absolutely.
What if I have 2 clocks that are broken? So then it's
even a blind squirrel finds a nut occasionally. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Well, maybe not in the hospital room, but here you go. That's why I'm wearing. Yeah.
Are you sure? Now hold on. No, okay. With all the screaming and yelling we heard the other day, are we sure it's like not a mental institution, or that's what it sounded like the other day? You had some stuff happening the other day.
So apparently it's the guy. I don't give a shit if the guy. So apparently it's the guy below me. Okay. And again, I'm not in my house. Obviously, I haven't figured that out in the last 6 months. I'm in an apartment, and apparently this is apartment living of just hospital rooms. Apparently he plays video games. I mean, I'm talking. I don't know what he was playing. I don't know what happened. I thought the walls were coming down. I really did.
He was probably playing against me on Call of Duty. I probably actually smoked him, and he just lost his shit.
By the way, this is an adult human person.
I'll be honest with you. I get into Football Manager pretty hard, and the kids will come down and be like, "Are you all right?" Mm-hmm. Sometimes I get so fucking mad, dude. Oh shit! It pisses me off.
I'll do a little more research, but yeah, it was bad. So if it happens again, I'm gonna have to go knock on his door and be like, dude, what are we doing here? Come on, this is a hospital.
Take your meds. Be quiet.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll see everybody probably in the next couple of days. Bringing rants tomorrow. Nothing left for today unless anything breaks. The next game for both of us, Birmingham City play Derby County, and we play Sheffield United, and we'll do the build up to that. And I am terrified for us, to be honest with you. So, yeah. All right, everybody. Have a great Saturday. Again, get your comments in later on. Season of the balance, crunch time for Wrexham. Yes, I think so. Let's see what happens in the next few games. And on that bombshell, we'll see you.